So I felt like in my experiences throughout my involvements at I've had an incredible time serving all of our students, and I felt like in the past kind of year or so I've been able to serve more students than I had in maybe my first year and a half at I felt like that was ultimately a more fulfilling experience for me. So rather than serving just one group in one organization, serving the entire student body and the entire University of Miami community. So I think that was my first really motive to get more involved in running on a ticket. So in my 3 years at University of Miami so far, I would say I first got involved with Greek life my freshman year when I joined Zeta Tau Alpha. And after that, I really got involved in homecoming through Zeta, being their homecoming chair. And then throughout my sophomore year, I got more involved in President's 100 and then also applied for the homecoming executive committee. Since then, I've also gotten involved on the U Outreach Committee of Student Government, as well as the Panhellenic Association. Yeah, so Adrian and Coleman are two of my favorite people, and they have been for quite a while now. So the three of us met, actually they had known each other pretty well throughout freshman year through Freshman Leadership Council, which is a student government council. And then I got to know them through President's 100. So we all were giving tours together and going to admitted students events and stuff like that. And then after that, we actually were all on the homecoming executive committee together last year. So just lots of planning and spending time together. We all were on our alma mater team, which was really fun. So that's kind of my personal relationship with both of them, and they've both, throughout those experiences, I've always really seen them as passionate leaders who I really respect. So for the Improved Tailgating Experience Initiative, so we heard from a lot of students that, this year with tailgating was really different than it has been in past years. And I know that currently there's a tailgate task force that has been assembled. I think that happened sometime last semester to kind of figure out that experience and how that can be improved for students. So I think it's really just being that voice for students and making sure that whether it be Hard Rock or University of Miami administration really is hearing those concerns from students, but also that students are understanding that there's only so much that Hard Rock and the administration can do, and really being the balance between those things and then finding that compromise. I think that's what kind of means the improved tailgating experience. Something that's really different, I don't know what year you guys are, but since at least I've been a student at University of Miami, I know my first month taxis were really a thing, and then after that really Uber became kind of the main resource for transportation, other than of course walking on campus. We have zip cars, the metro, all of that stuff, but more kind of a more casual way. So since then I think that Uber and Lyft and those kinds of services have become a really big part of student life on campus. So as student government, what we would be trying to do is working with them to work something out so that maybe students are it would be easier for them to maybe afford those types of things. And while we do have the Hurricane Shuttle and the shuttles that go to Dadeland and Wynwood and all of that, maybe instead of having so many of those, maybe transferring those funds to try to subsidize a deal with Uber or Lyft, if that makes sense. We would still be kind of working on the logistics for that, but the kind of main idea is to supply subsidized rides for students when they feel like they need it most. So whether that be to go to Publix when you're a freshman and it's a far walk or that kind of thing, or it is, for other reasons. Sure. So the parking pass system, for anyone who has gotten a parking pass through the University of Miami, you know that it's a really huge endeavor and that you have to stay up until 3 a.m. to buy a parking pass and all of that craziness. So the idea there is to just increase convenience for students. So what we had initially thought was maybe doing it how we enroll in classes. So by how many credits you have, that's the order that you enroll in classes. So by how many credits you have, that's when you get to go ahead and be on the list to get your parking pass. So it would be split up that way.